What is going on, everybody? So today we're going to be taking a look at some One Piece auctions that have ended over the past 7 days worldwide. Again, eBay, that's the only platform, no other platform. Some buy it nows as well. We will start off with sealed product, and I think going forward we will always look at sealed first. And I threw this one in here just because, first of all, it's a huge auction or purchase that ended, but also it's a good thing to talk about. So this is a lot of 30 PRBO1 booster boxes, and you probably couldn't tell that from this photo. So in this photo, you have cases of OPO5, Awakening of the New Era. You have a bunch of Pokemon mini tins in here, and then you have maybe 7 loose PRBO1 booster boxes at the front of the listing. This is a terrible photo, and if you guys are going to sell on eBay, what you want to put in your photos on eBay or any platform is what you're selling, right? If someone looks at this, they're probably thinking this is a lot of OPO5 booster boxes, maybe some Pokemon mini tins. You're not going to get top dollar if this is the type of photo you're throwing in there. So just not great, but either way, this still sold for $6,607 USD. And then we'll look at a couple more here. This is a case of PRBO1 as well that sold for $2,800 USD. So that comes out to 280-ish USD per box inside. Not terrible for PRB01 right now. And that one definitely has better photos than the first one, just showing off the seal. And you can kind of tell from the first photo what you're going to get. Next up, we had a sealed case of OPO9 Emperors in the New World. This sold for $2,500 USD. So a little over $200 per box for a case. That seems a little expensive, but whatever. That's what it went for on eBay. Then we had a lot of Romance Dawn boxes sell, and this is kind of why in my spreadsheet, when I track the market data, I don't do auctions just because a lot of these blue bottoms sell on auction for cheaper than what they probably should be selling for. Some people are definitely getting some deals here. This went through Probstein, sold for $1,145 this week. This box looks a little beat up though, and honestly has like a pretty bad rap. So probably not ideal in terms of a sealed box if you want to be buying one. This one has a better wrap here. This sold for $1,200 USD, and this ended actually tonight, a couple hours ago. Then we have this one here, $1,300 with an acrylic case, so slightly moving up. Wrap looks pretty good on this as well. This is from not a professional seller, it looks like, and you can tell the photos aren't great either. You have like a dirty floor in the background, which, I mean, whatever, but probably not ideal. And then also just the glare on the box you can see down here. Like this is the top of his camera, I think. And then I don't know what this is, maybe a lamp in the background or something. Just not great photos. So definitely not going to get top dollar if this is the type of photo that you take. And again, the reason I point these things out is because in the future, for most people, whether it's getting into One Piece or Pokemon investing, selling your product and liquidating is a huge part of being an investor. You know, it's not like the stock market where you can just click a button and then boom, you have the money in your account. You actually have to put in a little work. And when these boxes, a lot of them don't sell super often, you're competing with other sellers. And if your listing looks bad, the box doesn't look great, people can't really see the corners or the edges or how great it looks like, they're probably just going to go to the next person. If they have better photos, they're probably going to be buying that box just because they feel more confident in what they're buying. So those are some tips for you guys. Again, here, $1,780. This was quite an expensive sale for a blue bottom. Who knows exactly what happened here? This seems quite high, especially considering there are boxes listed around 1,600, I think, USD in North America, at least right now. And this did sell in the US. And again, like lots of glare on the box, not great. But definitely a higher quality photo, I'd say. The lighting's better. Either way, that one sold yesterday, and I think we're almost done with the sealed stuff. We had some EBO2 sell. This was an opened case, so there's 12 boxes in here, which, again, an opened case in One Piece is definitely a lot different than Pokemon because boxes can be mapped. So definitely don't expect a premium on this, but still $2,000 for 12 boxes there. We had a sealed case sell for $2,490 USD, almost $2,500 USD, so that's over $200 a box. OP11, we had a case on pre-order sell for $2,100 USD plus shipping. big sales there. Now we can look at some cards. The Luffy, we'll go through the Luffys first, 'cause some of these are quite big. This sold for $5,000. This is a PSA 10 from OPO5. The more I look at this card, the more I love it. Like, I genuinely do enjoy this card. This is something I would consider getting in the future just for a PC if I get to the point where I just have baller money. But yeah, I mean, from a standpoint of listing it, it's pretty good. Like, great photos. You can clearly see the front and the back, high quality, decent lighting. So, and I will say, just because it does say best offer on it, when I was going through these, and normally on eBay, it'll tell you if a best offer is taken. If I can find where this listing was. Down here, you can see it's not crossed out. Normally, if a best offer is taken, there would be a slash through the number. So I'm pretty sure this sold for $5,000. Again, I could be wrong. Like, maybe eBay just doesn't update that all the time. But either way, that one sold, PSA 10. We also had another PSA 10 sell on auction for $4,056. So it does seem like this Luffy from OPO5 is starting to climb, I think. And there were a couple more auctions, I believe, that ended. So this is a BGS 9.5 that sold for $2,951. And I'm pretty sure this is from OPO5 as well. It's not the PRB 01. Next up, we have the Black Label Japanese Ichiro Oda stamped Luffy card, again from OPO5 or its equivalent in Japanese. And yeah, great looking card. I am a big fan of the stamped one from Oda, $35.50 there. That's a pretty solid deal. Next up, we have PSA 10. This is the English version of the Luffy, and it sold for $1,875. There's only 3 bids on this, which is surprisingly not that many. And maybe we have one more Luffy in here. This is the Black Label BGS 10. This is a promo Luffy, top 8 prize from regionals. And this sold for $5,450 with 43 bids. That's a decent amount of bids, so I think that's a good sign. I don't really follow these promos and what they're selling for in BGS 10s or PSA 10s too much. So you guys let me know in the comments down below if this is a decent price for it. You also had $250 UPS first class shipping. I'm not sure if someone in the US would actually pay that much. I think that's just because I'm in Canada, so that's what it's showing me and what I'd pay. But either way, that's a very expensive deal. Getting close to probably $6,000, honestly, after someone pays tax on that. Next up, we have a BGS 10 Black Label Zoro. This is from Wings of the Captain. I was talking to someone last night, and honestly, Wings of the Captain's growing on me. I really do like the manga Zoro. I think it's a sick card. I think part of it too is I'm just getting deeper into the anime, and Zoro is still one of my favorite characters. I like how at times he can be serious, but he can also add comedic relief. So I'm a fan of the character and the artwork as well. Next up, we have Tony Chopper. This is from EBO1. It's not the PRBO1 remake here. This is a BGS Black Label. This sold for $2,076 with 25 bids, and this ended actually like an hour ago through Probstein auctions. Most of these manga cards are going to be selling through Probstein in North America. It's very rare that they come from somewhere else. We had a Gold Roger as well sell for about $3,300 US raw. And this, I mean, I don't know why the person wouldn't grade it. Like, if I pull a manga, I'm probably going to try and grade it, especially considering like 90% of manga cards grade a 10. Honestly, maybe even just send it off for Black Label. There might be something wrong with the card that I'm just not missing, or I'm not seeing rather. So either way, again, this is something I just want to touch on. If you're selling a $3,300 card, guys, try and get better quality photos. Like, you can already see, I think this is probably just his phone, like the shadow of the phone in the background. There's lots of haze. Also, having it in a sleeve and you can see the scratches, like, probably best just to take it out of a top loader if you're going to be taking photos. You could leave it in the penny sleeve if you want, but not the best photos. And you can see it's not a professional seller either. 18 feedback, 100% positive, which is great. But if you're trying to get top dollar out of everything you're selling, you got to take the best photos. So I'm always just going to point that out and try and remind you guys as much as possible. $3,300 either way is a lot of money. And we have a couple more things I just want to jump through quickly. We have a Nami and a Law. This is the Nami from PRB01 in a PSA 10, and then also the Law manga from Royal Blood OP10 there. This sold on auction for $1,252 USD, 25 bids. not a ton. I mean, it's kind of a weird lot of 2 cards as well, so I can understand why it's not getting top dollar there. Then we also had a Nami BGS 10. This is from OP01 Romance Dawn. This sold for $1,257, 47 bids there. Definitely a more popular character and just the 1 card on its own, especially a black label as well. Not surprising that there's more action. And then finally, we have a Boa Hancock PSA 10. This sold for $1,200. I believe there wasn't an offer taken on this either, but you can correct me if I'm wrong down below. And yeah, $1,200 for this card. Great. So that's going to be all for this past week or so on eBay. Again, this was worldwide. There's lots of other promo cards and stuff that sell, but I tend to focus on the cards you can actually pull from booster boxes. I think that's way more interesting. I think my favorite card that sold this week is going to be this Luffy in this PSA 10, $5,000. And then also the auction that went for over $4,000. I think this is more of a legit sale in my opinion, unless there's something I'm missing here. But either way, you guys let me know in the comments down below what you think. If there's any cards that you have your eye on or you're potentially thinking about buying. Also, I'm recording this at about 10 p.m. PST, but a couple hours ago, I did manage to finish the market update for One Piece booster boxes in the spreadsheet. So if you're in there, you can go take a look. Nothing really changed. I think One Piece boxes right now, you're going to see slow growth over time, but nothing crazy in the near term. I'm waiting more towards probably the end of the year, especially when we get season 2 of the live action and maybe some other news coming out. Hopefully at that time we might see a little bump in some of these products. But honestly, the Romance Dawn booster box, the blue bottom, is something I would keep my eye on as well. Lots of these are tending to sell, and it's one of the only older boxes, one of the first 4, that's continuing to move up week over week. We're starting to see stagnation with Paramount War, Pillars of Strength, and Kingdoms of Intrigue, which honestly isn't surprising. I've been saying for about a month or two that that's kind of going to stabilize around that like 200, 220 range for most of those. If you guys are planning to buy anything on eBay, TCG Player, Hobbiesville, or Cardboard Hero, I have affiliate links down below in the description. They're free and easy to use, and I get a small kickback from it, and it helps me continue to make free videos for you guys. Also, if you're looking to get deeper into One Piece or Pokemon investing and you want some guidance on where to put your money, or you're looking to start an eBay store or a brand to sell your investments, definitely feel free to set up a consultation with me. Links in the description as always. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.